So yeah, as introed, I am Mark Keys, CUSW member since 2004, and I'm actually somewhat new to the role of trustee. So that's how I approach this presentation today. I want to give you an overview of the Power Sector Benefit Trust, its key players and responsibilities, and some other helpful information that's kind of from a newbie point of view, if I may. So first question you can think of is, how did the trust come to be? Well, we're talking about this a lot this weekend. It comes right out of Article 2. Objects of the Union to provide for, protect, and improve the general welfare and its members and retirees, and specifically, Article 7, to provide health, safety, economic, and political benefits to retirees. And then after the article, after it was established, and this is accomplished by the establishment of the Power Sector Benefit Trust. So a little words on the screen how that's put together, but I think what the most important thing to understand, maybe what not everybody's aware of as a user level, is that what we don't realize is the Power Sector Benefit Trust is that it's unique in the industry. And the reason why it's unique is because it only has union trustees that oversee the operation of the trust compared to other plans that have joint labor and management oversight boards. Now this leads me to the next question. What are the trustees' responsibilities? So I've taken everything and it's summarized because obviously there's multi-pages in this document, but they have full and financial responsibility and liability for the operation of the trust outlined in the trust document. And also this next point, not only is it in the trust document, but really it's the guiding principle of all decisions that the trustees make, because it is about us, right? And it is about our best interests and needs. It's not being dictated from outside. It's what we need and what we want. Question next should have is, who are the trustees? Just go a quick order for them. We have Mr. Denisetti, who's the chair on the CUSW. John Ives serves as the Power Workers member. We have Melissa Barron, Mr. Joe Mulhall, and then obviously myself. And then as per the trustee document, there's some other key players that the trustees have appointed or selected to help them. And I'm going to cover them a bit and a little brief summary on some of the responsibilities and duties that they have. So first we're going to start with the trust administrator. And this is a appointed position. This is kind of your day-to-day operations person. In this case, we have Mr. Joe Mulhall, who has been appointed by the trustees. And a little bit of his tasks, some of the responsibilities, again, just a summary of what he does. Set up the system to administer the plan, manage the finances, support staff, oversee development, operation, computer programs, and these are done on a one-year term level. Another position we have, and I think maybe a slightly misunderstood one, is we also have an advisor appointed. Everybody's familiar with who that is. That's Goldstein Financial Consultants. We all get the letter from Mr. Goldstein, Sonny. And some of the key things I want to key on today, what some of his responsibilities to do, as assigned to him by the trustees, is that he negotiates in the best interest of the trustees and the Power Sector Benefit membership until a reasonable agreement is reached for the trust and agreed to by the trustees. He also advises on issues and benefits that may affect the plan, obviously under the advisor title, and ensures that LTD claims are being properly managed. The next player that we have in town is the insurance carrier. Again, this is this is who the trustees have selected with the help of our advisor and the decisions, the information provided to us. So currently everybody's very familiar with Great West Life, and we've had a partnership with them since CUSW has been around. Some of their duties: adjudicate and process administrative services only. I'll just say ASO claims is just a benefit, just an insurance talk out there that may or may not have heard. And they also adjudicate and process the insurance claims, life insurance, LTD, accidental death and dismemberment, and any pooled charges, which is claims over $10,000. So that could be out-of-country claims, could be extensive medical, all that sort of stuff. We have assigned them that they have to provide GroupNet online access and call-in phone services for members to receive up-to-date status on the claims of their ASO. So now that we've covered that, now that I know a little bit more about the ASO, or about some of the operation of the trust and some of the key players, I'd actually like to cover some of the questions or things that make you go, Questions that I've received or I've heard since I've been around as a member or even as a new trustee. I just want to clarify, because if I didn't know, I'm going to take the assumption that some of the other people in the room may not have known. So first question we get, why do I need a 9-month surplus in my account? Well, the reason for that is it gives you stable benefits that are far less impacted by your employment status from now until retirement and beyond. And I think the retirement and beyond is important to key onto because you have the ability to take your excess contributions out over a certain amount, but then you're not maybe thinking down the future or when you're retired that you're still going to live 30 and 40 years, or 50 is what we all hope. So it's something that we like to, I personally would recommend, obviously looking at that thing because we have a tendency to look in the short term as people sometimes, maybe not the long term. These are pre-tax dollars you're receiving and are already not in your pocket. So leaving it there and moving ahead is not going to be any detriment to you. And obviously it gives the stability and ability of the plan to pay member claims from today, tomorrow to plan shutdown with no drop in service. If this plan had to end tomorrow, it's fully funded and fully set up to do so without any impact to anybody sitting in this room or any of your family members. Another question I get, why doesn't my surplus earn me any interest? I have this extra money and it's not doing anything for me. Well, that's actually not true. It does, but what it does is it earns us money. Portions are invested and then the income is used to lower the administration costs, and this is ultimately going to leave more money in your account to buy benefits in the future. Third question, depending on letters you may or not have received or just maybe our understanding of the insurance companies in general, does Great West decide what is covered? Are they the ones that call the shots on what medications, drugs, prescriptions we're entitled to? Answer to that is no. We have a self-administered plan, administered obviously by ourselves in the words. The trustees determine and approve what is covered. From there, Great West only adjudicates and processes the claims, and for that purpose, they receive a commission on those claims they process. The group premiums that you're actually seeing coming out that we put in every month, that's what's really paying all your claims on the health, dental, and drug benefits. Right? So your dentals, your medicals, all that, that's the payments that all that money that's in our group pool, it comes out of that. You make a claim for dental, it's coming out of that pocket. That's not coming out of Great West. This is what our group plan covers. Then the rest are insured benefits, which includes claims over $10,000. So moving forward, this is a brief read on a little more of what we have online services not everybody's familiar with. Group net services, some of the other things you can do under that, online claims, smartphone app, set up direct deposit, confidential tip lines. And then, of course, underneath our member and family assistance program, it was mentioned earlier today, Homewood Health is one of the things that's under that plan. A quick little survey or a quick summary of what some of their services are. Confidential counseling and assistance, and they deal with psychological, relationship, family, legal, financial addiction, interpersonal problems, work, and more. And part of the reason I mention this, some of these other services, is according to the results of our last benefit survey, I should. I want to recommend and say that that survey that goes out on an annual basis to you, that is how your trustees get feedback to you on the plan. If you want changes, you want differences, that's where the answers come back. It's nice to talk to our stewards and talk to it, but maybe that's not the format because if you think there's lots and lots of people on this plan, and that's where we get the feedback to see what you, the members, want. So a little blurb. This is about the only numbers I'm going to throw at you, outside of a few. I'm going to apologize. It should be 15 and 18, but I threw an extra year in there because I sent the wrong version through originally. So I'm going to put some pretty colors up there just to show some increases over time. But what I really want to cover, and the only number I'll throw at you outside of watching that graph, is more just the increases in the size of our plan. So in 2015, we had a total of 4,976 active plan members. Well, right now, we have a total, families included, single plans, all dependents, there's over 10,000 people in the plan. In the last 3 years, that is a 12.5% growth. Just showing that as we go, we see a transition from singles to families, but ultimately it's total people covered in the plan. Many of the people that used to be singled, included, have been married since this was done 3 years ago. Well, longer than 3 years ago for me, sorry. But just to know that that's, as the plan's growing, it's growing just as very much as the membership itself is. Nice little bullet point. No increases to member remittances since 2013, but we've added additional coverage. If you remember, for some of those who were around before, in 2013 there was a vote that went out to the membership that was asking for an additional $75 per hour off your total wage package, 75 cents per hour. Thank you, sir. At least you're on it. Off that total package, and I was looking at four crews of increased the trending of increased costs. Pooling charges especially, everything's currently getting more expensive. That's your quality of life drugs, that's your out of province, out of country. For LTD, drugs and dental. Obviously these increases are continuing. There's no way to put a stop on that. However, I'd let you know today that that 75 cents has not been fully spent yet. There is still money. Just as projected, if that money was not going to be used, it was going to stay in your account, and that's where it has remained to this day. Yet, we have added more coverage. Just going to do a brief example. This is one that maybe not everybody's talked about. Ms. Johnstone, when she's up earlier, mentioned it. Best Doctors is one of the new coverages that have been added as of last year. And the service they provide, I'm just going to give a quick run. Interconsultation. And this information is all available through PSBT online. If you sign into your account, there is a nice Best Doctors brochure that you'll be able to review all the same information I have. I just wasn't able to capture that all in the one slide. Another service I have, Find Best Doctor. A lot of people I hear about, and I think this is definitely more of a male issue. We have a fear of the doctor. Or we don't know where to find one. That's one of the services they provide. Or Best Care, if you're looking for leading care facilities outside of it, they will be able to help you. They will give you 3 recommendations. Further services, Best Doctors 360, so you can get an all-around look at your health care. Also an Ask the Expert. It's often tough to get questions from your doctor, depending on how your doctor's administration works. One problem, 15 minutes, and out you go. This gives you a little more well-rounded look at it. And a little brief on Best Doctors is Best Doctors are chosen by who other doctors recognize in their own field as the best. That's how it's chosen. Something we've also added, this is under the Member and Family Assistance Program through the Alliance Learning. There's courses being developed, and we're targeting, obviously, something very important, and I struggle to use the word epidemic in our society, but that of mental health. You'll see this in your website, Alliance Learning. They're actually setting up a certification program in relationships in the workplace. Now, there's going to be multi-courses rolling out over the years as we do it, because obviously it takes time to develop. We're letting you know that all courses are built with the input of the member and working hand in hand with subject matter experts. So these are complete screenshots. You'll be able to see this if you sign on. The infographic on the screen is all the courses that are going to be coming, but as I said, there's a development process coming out. Currently, the Introduction to Mental Health is up and running, and the Anxiety module is right on the corner. That's going to be coming out. It's right in beta testing. We're just waiting for the go-ahead that we've all taken a run at it, make sure that the functionality is working, and that's going to be rolled out to you. And then depression will be the next module after that. On an A side, when it comes to mental health, obviously extremely important. Talk about it. Talk about it with each other. But end the stigma. It's real, and it's not a joke. But the more we talk about it, we quickly find out it's not a problem. We find out the people around us have the same problems, and suddenly they don't become problems. So, next question. What does the future hold? That's just for a little levity, courtesy of Great West. What does the future really hold? What is really coming down the pipeline for you fine people? Well, one of the things that's coming, the website is being updated and modernized for the administration system and reception of remittances. This is going to really cut down and decrease the admin times and streamline all employers. Especially some of our older legacy employers have some archaic systems, and some are very manual entry. But this is also for new employers, new contractors, new everything, of a whole new way to do it that is just going to make it more easy and actually catch us up with where technology is. Also, additional office staff and processing improvements are being made and being looked at. Looking at point-of-sale claims adjudication. So instead of your claim being submitted to Great West and then you getting your money back, right at the register, comes out of your member account, and you just pay your copay fee should you have it. We're also still pushing a single sign-on. As they say, one ID, one password, all access. This is something we would have already had, but the other players, everybody, it's technology. Everybody's system has to interface, but it's definitely something we still want to pursue to take away less hurdles. You want injured, sick, anybody in need members, we don't want you to go through hoops. We want to try to make that as easy as possible for everybody. And then the next point would be stay the course. Simple statement. But the Power Sector Benefit Trust is the long game. Yesterday was planned for today, and today we're planning for tomorrow. The 2013 vote is an excellent example of where that was put into effect and how that has been accomplished. Right? We looked at the drug studies. We look at new technologies. This brings me almost to the end of my presentation. I'm going to let the last slide play out, because quite frankly, even though normally I might, I don't have the words, and the few I have aren't nearly enough. Mr. Armstrong touched on this yesterday when he talked about the Sick Benefit Committee, which we've now renamed. Terms of references, the terms of reference are just being finalized. There's no easy way to honor Ashton. This is one of the ways we decided to. I would like to thank you for your time.